Right now, inside the boardrooms across the world, chief executive officers are making a multi-million dollar mistake. They are buying enterprise artificial intelligence tools like Copilot, Claude, and specialized LLMs, and they are rolling them out to their companies as if they are just another software update. They are treating AI like a faster version of Microsoft Excel. They tell their team, here is a new tool, use it to work 20% faster. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of technology. AI is not a software update. It is a new category of digital employee. And when you introduce thousands of digital employees into an organization, you do not just change the workflow. You completely shatter the organization chart. For the next 5 years, the survival of the company will not depend on which AI model the CTO purchases. It will depend entirely on whether the human resource department knows how to build an organization structure where biological humans and digital agents can work together without the human becoming obsolete. Today, we are completely redesigning how we view leadership, recruitment, and HR for next 5 years. I'm going to break this down in simple, uncompromising English. I will give HR leaders and recruiters the exact doable tips on what skills to look for today, how to change your interview process tomorrow, and how to future-proof your entire workforce. Grab a notebook. It is time to stop acting like an administrative support and start acting like an architect of the future. Welcome back. I'm Dr. HR. To understand why my approach to the human resources is aggressively different from the traditional academic theory you must understand my underlying architecture. I do not look at HR as an emotional people function. I look at it as an industrial supply chain of human capability. My foundation is deeply rooted in system architecture. I hold a bachelor's in engineering, specifically computer science. I paired that highly algorithmic mindset with a master's in human resource from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences (TISS) in Mumbai, and eventually I earned my PhD in HR. Operating on the ground here in Dubai since 2010 and having consulted for over 20 apex corporate entities across the Middle East, I have learned exactly how institutional systems calculate value and operational efficiency. My background in computer science means I understand exactly how the AI code works. My PhD in HR means I know exactly what the code can never replace. As an HR professional, a corporate leader stepping into the realities of 2026 and beyond, you must adopt this exact hybrid mindset. You must become technical operator who fundamentally understand human psychology. Let us break down the next 5 years of corporate leadership. Phase 1, the collapse of the pyramid, the next 5 years. For the last 100 years, corporations has been built like pyramid. At the bottom, you have a massive base of junior employees. Their job is to gather data, write basic code, draft standard emails, and do the heavy routine lifting. In the middle, you have the middle management. Their job is to take the work of the junior, check it for the error, format it, and pass it up. At the top, you have the executives. Their job is to look at the refined data and make strategic decisions. In the next 5 years, artificial intelligence completely hollows out the bottom and the middle of this pyramid. AI agent can now gather data, write standard code, and draft reports instantly. The floor of the work is done because the bottom is automated. The company no longer need a massive layer of middle manager whose only job is to supervise routine task execution. The pyramid is collapsing into a pod. In the near future, leadership will not mean managing 50 junior employees. Leadership will mean managing a small pod consisting of 3 highly skilled human experts and 20 autonomous AI agents. The leadership pivot. If you are a leader today, your job is no longer to tell people how to do their task. The AI knows how to do the task. Your job is to define exact problem that needs to be solved, provide the ethical and strategic boundaries, and orchestrate the humans and the machine to solve it. If your leadership style relies on micromanaging routine work, you will be replaced by a dashboard. Phase 2, the HR mandate hiring for the ceiling. If the structure of the company is changing from a pyramid to a pod, the human resource department must completely change how it recruits. Right now, most recruiters are still hiring for the floor. You are writing job description that ask for the 3 years of experience using Microsoft Excel or ability to draft marketing copy. You are hiring humans to do the job that software can do already for free. This is a rule you must memorize immediately. AI raises the floor for everyone, but it does not raise the ceiling for anyone. AI guarantees that every single piece of basic work your company produces will be at least average. But AI cannot handle extremely complexity, deep human empathy, unwritten corporate politics, or strategic innovation. That is the ceiling. As an HR leader and a recruiter, you must stop hiring for the floor and start hiring exclusively for the ceiling. You must stop hiring for specific software skills because the software will change completely in 6 months, and start hiring for a concept called adaptation velocity. Adaptation velocity is how fast a human being can look at a completely new technology, understand its fundamental rules, and use it to solve a business problem. Phase 3. The 3 core skills of the future-ready employee. So what exactly does hiring for the ceiling looks like? If you are a recruiter looking at a stack of resume today, you need to throw out the old metrics. Here are the 3 specific, non-negotiable skills you must look for. Ensure your company is ready for the next 5 years. 1. Algorithmic thinking. For non-engineers, I'm not saying every employee needs to know how to code in Python. I'm saying every employee needs to understand how an algorithm thinks. Whether you are hiring a marketing director, a financial analyst, or an HR coordinator, they must understand the concept of inputs and outputs. If an AI gives them a bad marketing strategy, they must know how to adjust the input, the prompt, the context, the data constraint to fix the output. They must treat AI not like a search engine, but like a system that needs to be programmed with a language. 2. Strategic ambiguity. Navigation AI is terrible at chaos. If a problem is highly ambiguous, poorly defined, and involves irrational human emotions, the AI will freeze or hallucinate. You must hire people who thrive in the dark. You need employees who can walk into a room where the client does not know what they want, the marketing data is conflicting, and the budget is slashed, and calmly create a structured plan. The AI will execute the plan, but the human must build a structure out of the chaos. 3. Cross-domain synthesis, the 20% intersection. If a candidate is only good at one specific thing, like writing SEO blog post, they are in danger. You must hire a candidate who possesses the 20% intersection. It is much more valuable to hire somebody who is in the top 20% of understanding marketing and the top 20% of understanding data analytics and top 20% of understanding behavioral psychology. When a human intersects 3 completely unrelated fields, they create a unique perspective that no AI can replicate. AI synthesizes historical data. Human synthesizes novel intersections. Phase 4. Doable tips for recruiters. Now let us get highly practical. If you are a recruiter, how do you actually spot these future-ready skills in an interview? How do you change your process on Monday morning? Here are your doable, immediate action steps. Tip 1. Kill the traditional interview. Stop asking candidate, what is your greatest weakness? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? These questions are useless, and candidates have already used AI to memorize the perfect fake answers. Instead, give them a broken output. Hand the candidate a printed piece of paper with a terrible, generic AI-generated marketing plan or financial forecast. Say, an AI generated this and it is wrong. You have 5 minutes to tell me exactly what context the AI was missing and what prompt you would write to force it to give me a better result. This instantly tests their algorithmic thinking and their actual domain expertise. A faker will stare at the paper, and expert will immediately spot the missing variable. Tip 2. Rewrite the job description. Audit your current open role. If a job description reads like a list of manual tasks, example, will spend 40% of the time formatting monthly reports, you need to pause the search. Rewrite the role to focus on outcomes and AI orchestration. Will you change the requirement to will utilize internal AI agent to automate the monthly reporting cycle and will spend the recovered time analyzing the data to identify cost-saving opportunity. When you write job descriptions that demand AI orchestration, you automatically scare away the paper pusher and attract the career architects. Tip 3. Test for adaptation, not tenure. 10 years of experience doing the exact same thing is no longer an asset, it is a liability. It means a candidate is rigid. During the interview, ask them what is the technology, frameworks or skill you had to learn completely from scratch in last 6 months. How did you apply it? If they cannot answer, or if they bring up something from 5 years ago, do not hire them. You need people who are constantly, aggressively learning. Phase 5. Doable tips for HR leaders, structuring the org. If you are the head of the HR, the chief human resource officer or a business partner, your job goes beyond hiring. Your job is to structure the company so it does not collapse during this transition. Here are your doable action steps for the next 12 months. Tip 1. Implement the AI delegation metric right now. You evaluate managers on how well they manage their human teams. You must add a new performance metric. How well do they delegate to machines? If a manager has a team of 5 people and those 5 people are working 60 hours a week doing manual data entry because the manager refuses to adopt the company's AI tool, that manager is failing. They are costing the company money. HR must evaluate leadership based on their ability to automate the floor and elevate their team cognitive output. Tip 2. Architect the reskilling sprint. Traditional corporate training is dead. Putting your employee in a room for 2 days workshop on how to use AI is a waste of capital. Technology moves too fast. Instead, HR must architect reskilling sprints. Every quarter, challenge different departments to automate one specific painful manual process using the AI tools the company has provided. Reward the team that successfully automates the most hours of the work. You must gamify the adoption of technology. You must make it culturally unacceptable to do manual work that a machine can do. Tip 3. Protect the humans. Red line. As the structural anchor of the company, HR must draw clear, uncompromising lines regarding what AI is not allowed to do. You must explicitly tell the executive board, AI will not conduct final interview selections. AI will not be the sole decision maker on employee promotion. AI will not be used to fire human beings. When you draw these ethical red lines, you protect the company from massive legal liabilities, and more importantly, you protect the psychological safety of your workforce. Employee will only embrace AI if they trust the HR is protecting their fundamental human dignity. Look closely at the board. The next 5 years will be the most turbulent, disrupted period in the history of the corporate labor market. The companies that fail will be the ones whose leadership viewed AI as a cheap way to fire their staff. The companies that dominate their industries will be the ones whose human resource department stepped up and acted as a through. The companies that dominate their industries will be the one whose human resource department stepped up and acted as true system architect. The winner will build organizations where AI handles the routine, the administration, and the massive data sets, while the humans are elevated to do what they do best: build relationship, navigate complex chaos, exercise moral judgment, and create the future. You are no longer an administrator, you are the orchestrator of a biological and a digital workforce. Automate the floor, master the tech stack, build your business acumen, and forcefully claim the irreducible human seal. If you are an HR professional or a corporate leader ready to completely stop operating like an amateur and start building your structural leverage like an elite executive, the ultimate manual is waiting for you. For the record, my brand new book, The 2026 Career Architect, is officially live and available for download right now exclusively on namaste.ai. This book is a culmination of years of computer science and HR frameworks applied directly to the global labor market. It contains the exact prompt, templates, the organization blueprint, and advanced positioning you need to bypass the administrative trap and dominate your industry. Stop managing administration, start architecting human capability, process the blip, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.